What coaching is and what it is not. When people first hear the word coaching, they often think of advice, teaching, or even fixing problems. But coaching in its true form is something far more precise and far more powerful. At its core, coaching is a way of being with another human being that supports them in thinking more clearly, seeing more deeply, and ultimately choosing more consciously. According to the International Coaching Federation, coaching is about partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. That word, partnering, is critical. The coach is not above, the coach is not directing, the coach is not solving, the coach is walking along with the coachee. Let's begin with what coaching is. Coaching is creating a space where the client can hear themselves think, asking questions that move beyond the surface into meaning, values, and identity, listening not just to words, but to what is underneath, the beliefs, the assumptions, the internal narrative, trusting that the client is naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. A coach works less on the problem and more on the person who is experiencing the problem. This is where coaching becomes transformational, because when the person shifts, the actions align naturally. As Timothy Gallwey suggested in The Inner Game, performance improves not by adding more instruction, but by reducing internal interference. And that's often what coaching does best. Now, just as important is understanding what coaching is not. Coaching is not giving advice or telling people what to do, mentoring from your own experience, teaching skills or delivering content, solving the client's problems for them. Those approaches have value, but they are not coaching. In coaching, the moment we become the expert on the client's life, we reduce their ownership. And when ownership drops, so does transformation. This is why the ICF competencies emphasize evoking awareness rather than providing answers, maintaining presence rather than controlling direction, cultivating trust and safety so the client can explore honestly. The real work of coaching happens when the client begins to see something they haven't seen before, not because we told them, but because they discovered it. So in the end, coaching is not about doing more. It's about being differently, being curious instead of certain, being present instead of prepared, being in service of the client's thinking and not your own. And when done well, coaching doesn't just solve a problem. It changes how a person relates to themselves, their choices, and their future. That is the real work. And that is why coaching at its best is both simple and deeply transformative.